You ever want to be great, but you're too lazy to put the work in? Or for better, you want to be elite, but you're too busy scrolling on your phone? Well, don't worry, because today I'm going to show you how you can still be an elite athlete while still being lazy. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. What is good, everybody? It's your guy KJ Howard back here again with another video. Today we're going to talk about how you can succeed in life or succeed in the game of football while still being lazy. Before we get into the video, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, be a part of the desireLess crew. Also, join our email list. Link to that in the description down below. You join our email list, we have more tips in game, pretty much to help you elevate and become a better player overall. Also, if you're interested, cop the Genesis tee, man. Swaggy, comfortable fit, acid wash, you know, high quality. Cop that, man. If you just want to look good, you just want to show love, man, cop that. We appreciate everything that comes with it. Without further ado, I'm going to get straight into the video. So today is an interesting topic because I am kind of going against something that I really believe in, and not really believe in, but I'm a person who I don't really like lazy people. I'm gonna be honest. I don't like lazy people. And the thing is, I was lazy when I was younger, and I hated that part about myself. And even today, I'm not saying I'm Mr. Perfect. I am lazy at times, but even then, I'm still like, man, when I'm lazy, or if I sleep in, or if I'm not productive as I want to be, I hate myself. Like, I'm hard on myself. So you know what? I'd rather bring a video to help. I gotta think of the perspective how I was when I was younger. I wasn't just the guy who I am now. It took levels. It took steps. I became this, and then I became that, and then I did that. And now I became the person who I am today. So today, I want to talk about what are your first things you're gonna do to succeed, even if you're lazy and you lack motivation. You have the goals. You're ambitious. You want to be great, you want to do this, but you just don't really have motivation or know how to get there. So today I'm about to show you guys how to do that. You don't have to be the most disciplined, hardworking dude to still succeed at football. Trust me, I've been on teams and I've seen it many times where there's a lot of guys who are really good at their sport and really great at their sport, and they are lazy. So it is possible. There are guys I know who are lazy, who don't do nothing, but they're still really good at their sport. I've seen it plenty of times. You see it guys on TV, and you can see guys pretty sure on your team. You're like, man, how's this guy? He's not doing nothing extra, but he's still great. How's he doing it? Well, just know that if you're lazy, you can still become great with applying yourself in a specific matter. Yeah, but since you want to be great, but you don't really have the energy to get it done, this is what we're gonna do. Instead of focusing on so many different things, that's the reason why you probably are inactive, because you're so ambitious. You know, you want to do this, you want to do that. I want to be the best player at this, I want to be the best player like that. Like, you're doing too much at one time. And when you're overwhelming yourself, that's a trigger to your brain to become unmotivated, which is probably what you're suffering now. So what we're gonna do is, we're gonna be like, you know what? I understand I can't be great at everything, but I can be really good at one specific thing. So now I'm gonna channel my focus. Instead of my focus on being great at every other thing, I want to be the best basketball player, I want to be the best football player, I want to be the best this, I want to, you know, learn guitar, I want to do all that you're doing. Instead of focusing on so many different things, we're gonna focus on one thing that truly matters to you. You're gonna pick one thing that either sticks out in your game, or one thing that can really make you stick out to college coaches. And that's gonna be either become super fast, speed. You wanna be a guy who's strong, you wanna have good footwork, you wanna have good route running, anything. We're gonna pick one specific thing and we're gonna focus on that to become great, to work on. Because understand, like, you don't have the willpower to be great at a lot of different things. You can't put in 5 different things to be great at, but you can be great at one thing. If you put that aside and put that in your calendar, or you track it, or you just start doing it every day, you can be great at that one thing. You don't want to pick too many things where you're, oh my gosh, I'm picking this thing and I want to be great. Like, say I want to be good at guitar and I want to be drift king of I don't even know, man. I don't know why I haven't thought of that. But we're going back to Pareto principle. Okay, 80% of your productivity comes from 20% of the input you put in. So for instance, if you're lazy and you're trying to be great at all different things, no, you don't need to do that. You need to focus on the top 20% that's going to get you 80% of the production. So the top 20% could be your specific skill, you know, your sport. Well, okay, what I want to be good at? All right, I want to be a great route runner. Okay, well then that's that one thing. That one thing is going to produce 80% of the results that's going to happen for you to be successful. So that's why it's important to focus on this one thing. Pick this one thing. We're going to stay committed to it. You got to understand that everything in life comes with a process. I understand we live in this instant gratified world where if I don't see results tomorrow, then it's not worth it and I quit. But understand that it's going to take time. No matter what in life, you need to understand. One of the great books that I read all the time is Atomic Habits by James Clear. And he talks about the point of the rule of latent potential. And everybody thinks that, okay, when I put in work, it should pay off when I think it should. If I'm eating healthy, I should have a 6-pack in 2 weeks. And it's like, oh, if I don't have a 6-pack in 2 weeks, well, all the hard work I put in wasn't worth it. Now it's destroyed. And no, that's not how it works. You need to understand that all the work you put in is compound. Just like compound interest. When you take out a loan, or if you don't, well, a lot of y'all probably don't know a lot about that stuff, but compound, it stacks on top of each other. Just because you didn't hit your goal when you wanted to doesn't mean that everything you put in before was a waste. No, it's still building up. It's just the water building up towards the dam, and then one day it's going to all overflow. Exponential growth. Everybody thinks success should be linear. I should start here and I should just start going like this. No, a lot of times when you start off, it's going to be flat. You're going to be going and then it's going to go up. up. Okay, so you need to treat that as in when you're a lazy person but you're ambitious. Okay, we picked this one skill set, I still want to succeed. Well, now we gotta be consistent at that. You don't really have too much going on. You don't really have so much energy to put into too many different things. So you want to focus on that one thing. You want to be consistent with it. I'm talking about months, years. You just want to keep going at it and becoming the best at that one thing. So stay consistent with it. Don't switch your mind up. Don't be going from one thing to another. That's one thing I struggle with, is like have such an entrepreneur mind, or I just have a person who just wants to optimize and be the best at everything. So a lot of times I get caught at bouncing at certain things. Okay, what's the best? Should I do this? Should I do that? Like, and I keep going back and forth where I can never perfect one certain thing. What you want to do is you want to pick one principle, you want to pick one skill set, you want to hone in on that, understand 80-20 rule, that one skill is going to produce 80% of your results instead of focus on the 80% that produce only 20% of the results. Yeah, you see how it works both sides. Like, you don't want to be too ambitious when you're picking so many different things, and even if you do succeed at that, even if you do good at that, it only produce 20% of the results, which you don't even have the energy, or you don't even have the motivation to do 80% because you're lazy. So we're just gonna focus on that 20% to produce the 80% of the outcome and help you become successful. You gotta be consistent. And ways that you can be consistent is you gotta put it in your calendar. Guys, I'm always telling you, man, you gotta put your day out, plan your day out, put it in your calendar. And also another thing is, if you don't want to track it, or you don't have a habit tracker, you don't want to just track what you do, then have an accountability partner. Cam Porter is my #1 accountability partner. If I really want anything to succeed and I want to really hone in on something, I use Cam as an accountability partner. We both go back and forth, and okay, if he wants to achieve something, hey, let's have this competition. Okay, we have a competition, and pretty much it's a bet, and whoever loses got to either give up money or do something else, or this and that. Like last season, we had a contract. We signed a habit contract, pretty much the principles that we're going to live by, and there's certain things we weren't going to do, and we lived by that. And the thing is, without that contract, without the accountability partner, I would have folded within a month. But I didn't, because the idea of, man, I can't let the other person down, and it's biologically driven in us to not let other people down, because humans don't want to be outcasts. We always want to be part of society. We always want to fit in. It's biologically ingrained in our freaking brain, because if you're an outcast, you die. You weren't a part of the community, and you were out in the wilderness, and you couldn't hunt, you pretty much died. So as somebody who's keeping you on track, it's like, man, like, you stand on track. You're not just sticking to you in motivation. You have somebody else to keep you on motivation. And if you're tracking, if you want to use both, you want to track it and have an accountability partner, man, it's gonna be impossible for you to fail. Part of this video was a little clickbait. Yes, this video is for people who want to succeed while being lazy. But I'm gonna be real. Like I said, I'm not the biggest fan of laziness, but if you really want to be great as an athlete, you really want to be great and take off with your career, you can't be lazy. That's the thing. Like, there's certain ways where you can focus your time on the most important tasks, but even then, eventually you're gonna hit a wall, and you're gonna have to, you know, drop your nuts and dig deep and grind. You're not gonna have time to be lazy. You're gonna have to be a guy who's going to put in the work every day. And the thing is, I'm not saying I have this incredible willpower like David Goggins and, hey, I'm gonna climb Mount Everest and I'm gonna, you know, run for 10,000 miles. You don't have to do that, because that's not how discipline works. Discipline or willpower, because understand, willpower and discipline is a muscle. You only have so much each day to use, okay? So it's critical that you optimize it and use that, focusing on stuff that's important rather than stuff that's dumb. That's why it's so important and so critical to be in a good environment where set yourself in a position to succeed. Make it easy for you to stay disciplined. If I'm somebody who's trying to eat healthy, I'm not gonna have a freaking Snickers bar on the table. I'm not gonna have bags of chips and ice cream, everything in the kitchen, because it's easy. Like, you're gonna have to use willpower every time you go in the kitchen. How many times you go in the kitchen? What, 10 times a day? So it's gonna be very easy for somebody to, you know, take that. So if you're somebody trying to eat healthy, remove that, where you don't even have an option to get it. If you're somebody who struggles with working out, put it in your calendar. So when you check your calendar, you don't have to think to your mind, oh, should I go work out today? No, time's already there. Boom. After that, get changed, go out to the gym, okay? If you're somebody who's struggling to do work, okay, how about you do this? You set out your work in front of you, already on your desk, out, instead of being in your backpack or being in your bag, where it's like, okay, now there's friction to get to it. And you can do the same thing vice versa, where, like I said, where there's stuff you don't want to do. Rather that's eliminated snacks, rather if you want to consume less social media, well, delete the apps off your phone, log out off of it, log out of your Netflix account, unplug your TV, where it's friction. For you to actually really want to watch something, you're gonna have to put in a lot of energy in, energy out, where you're gonna put in a lot of energy in just to get the outcome you want of watching TV, instead of before where all you had to do is pick a remote, boom, and you're already consuming content. So there's ways that you want to put yourself in a good environment, and you want to create friction for you to be disciplined. I'm a disciplined person, but people think I'm just this strong willpower who just, I don't need nothing, I'm invincible. That's not how it works. You're human. You have certain needs. You have certain biological needs that drive you, animalistic needs that drive you, that if it's in front of you, you're gonna act on it. But the thing is, you want to take it out of your peripheral. You don't want it to be in your way. You want it to be out the way so you can focus and use that discipline on stuff that matters, as in getting work in, as in training, all those things like that, that's gonna carry a bigger impact on your life. And that thing is, like, you want to just create motivation on top of that. Like, discipline is more important than motivation. I believe that discipline is, you know, the #1 thing, but you still need to be motivated somewhat to have discipline. So things that I do is that, obviously, I'm a big visualization guy. Like, every day I think about the person I want to become. Like, that's always in the back of my head, of my goals and what I want to hit. So it's easy for me to stay disciplined, because I understand that if I don't do that, then I'm staying off my goals. Another thing is that I have positive affirmation, where I have a notebook that I look at every day that tells me, yo, like, you have to be disciplined. You can't be a little, you know, you can't be soft. You got to be disciplined, and you got to do all these things to get where you want to go. And and I read that every day, so it's reinforcing my brain. Okay, every decision I come across, it's like, all right, is this getting me closer to my goals, or is it getting me further away from my goals? All of this stuff is giving me motivation. Certain music I listen to, it boosts my self-esteem. It's music that, you know, makes me feel good, makes me, you know, think about my future, it makes me want to be great. When I listen to audiobooks, when I read books, it's books that's helping me become the person I want to be. These are people that have already succeeded in life, whether that's in football, whether that's in business, anything like that. They're giving me their viewpoint, they're telling me their success story. Okay, I'm always constantly reminded of the visualization, always constantly reminded of things I need to do to get there. So for me, that's a way to boost my motivation. If I just had no motivation, I was out here just working, had no way to measure it, had no understanding of where I'm going, well then it would be impossible to be disciplined. Like I said, you don't have to be David Goggins. You don't have to just muscle your way through it. You can make it easy to be disciplined, okay? That's what it's all about, is making it easy to be disciplined. When I started tracking my food, yes, it was hard at first, but once I got into a routine and habit, I do it without even thinking. Now I don't have to think about it. Now it doesn't take discipline away my food, because one, it's a part of my routine, and two, it also helps me, it's just side note, but it also helps me put in friction, like you said, add friction to things that you want to get rid of. So if I have a craving of bad food and I crack right before I'm about to, you know, eat some ice cream, I weigh it, I'm like, man, like, you know, deep down when you weigh your food, you put it in, you look at the macro, and you see it's 40 grams of fat off of just 3 ounces of ice cream. You're like, man, like, what am I doing? So understand that all this stuff is friction. It's all about environment, friction, and you want to use that willpower on just the work. Like, I want to use my willpower on when I'm training. I want to use my willpower of when I'm getting working and I'm tired. I want to use my willpower of doing stuff for my business that I don't feel like doing. That's the stuff that's going to matter. That's stuff that I have to do. That's what I want to use my willpower. I want to use my willpower on dumb stuff like not try to watch TV, or not try to be on my phone, or not try to eat fast food, not try to eat bad food. I don't want to use that. That's dumb. I don't want to waste my willpower now. I want to use my willpower on things to be effective, and that's the way that you're going to have to be. You know, if you want to stop being lazy, which you need to stop being lazy, you need to start being disciplined. You need to make it easy to be disciplined. You know, make it motivated to be disciplined. Make it impossible. Like, man, like, I want to get after it every day. Like, I wake up and I think about my success every day. I think about the person I want to become every day. I really have a problem. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm so much into my success that I'm trying to find every way. I'm bouncing back and forth different things. I have to stop myself. Like, slow down, bro. Slow down. Focus. You know, like, pick one thing and become great at it. Like I always tell you guys, like, pick one thing, but keep grinding and put everything you have into that. You know, I get into a habit of trying to bounce around, do all these different things, and it kind of messes me up. So you understand that you want to use the 80-20 rule, but to even optimize it, you want to put all your work and your effort and be disciplined and hard working into that 20%. So you create that 80%. Then you go even deeper within that 20%. Now you go the 80-20 within the 20%. So now it's the 4% instead of 20%, the 4%, and now that's producing 64% of results. So now I just focus on even a smaller thing to still get more than half the pie. You get what I'm saying? So that's all I want to share with you guys today. Is the one is to show you, even if you are lazy, there's still a way for you to be successful. And then two, that if you really want to be great, you really want to hit that next level of elite, you can't just be lazy, but you need to focus on what you need to do, and you need to work extremely hard, because everything's competition. Everything you want, somebody else wants. A kid wants your scholarship. A kid wants your spot on the team. They want the awards you want, the stats, the all-state, all-conference, everything that you want, somebody else wants. So you have to outwork them, but not just outwork them on dumb stuff, outwork them on stuff that's smarter. Eliminate things. You know, you don't always have to add stuff to be better. You could just eliminate stuff to be better. Eliminate liabilities. If you got a nagging girlfriend, she's taking up all your time, well, hey, baby, I gotta go. You're taking too much time. If you got bad food around, well, hey, take that out and put in healthy food to help you eat healthy. This video already has been long enough. I don't want to drain it down too long. So, hey, man, it's your guy, KJ. Hopefully you learned something new to help you improve and be ambitious and not be lazy. Hopefully you can be ambitious and not lazy and have the full package. Hopefully I just gave you guys some tips. Like I said, make sure you like this video, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to the channel for more content like this. And join the email list if you want more in-depth tips, how to get better. You know, it's more on like a personal level where I'm just typing in, just kind of just give you ideas of what I'm thinking right now, what we're thinking here at desireLess. So sign up for that too. Also, if you're a player interested in getting recruited, you want to start getting offers overnight, I created a free ebook explaining how you can put yourself in the best light of coaches, start getting offers overnight. A lot of you guys are just not applying yourself in a certain way to get offers. Like, man, I should get offers. Well, I'm not getting offers because you don't have the proper blueprint. This is the perfect blueprint to start getting offers overnight. So it's a free download for the first 100 people who download the ebook right now. So if you want the free version of this and you don't want to have to pay for it, download that now. Link to that in the description down below. So get the free ebook, how to get offers overnight. Like I said, only 100 spots available. After that, it's not going to be free. Okay, so cop that. The link to that in the description down below. But anyway, it's your guy KJ, and we'll see you guys later.